Hey guys, it's Amy. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you're having a wonderful day as always. If you could, of course, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. And of course, remember to comment on everything, and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. So if you saw my last video, which I posted about a week ago, then you've heard the case of Junior Ecker, who was recently killed in a house fire that happened in Shawnee, Kansas. And although it's bad enough and sad enough that a 17-month-old baby was killed in such a bad manner, it's also horrific because of the fact of how it went down and the fact that his mother left him home alone, and then his father burned the house down, not knowing the baby was inside. So this just recently happened in February of 2022. The reason I'm talking about it again is because today's video is about another child that was killed in a house fire. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So let's get right into that now. This is Zoe McCue, another child taken far too soon. At 10 years old, she was recently killed in a horrible house fire that destroyed her entire family's home, killing her and her 2 cats. But it doesn't stop there. Actually, it gets far worse. Because it turns out that this fire was potentially set by her own brother, a 15-year-old boy whose name has not been given, that intentionally set this fire that killed 10-year-old Zoe McCue. It was just after 5 a.m. on April 17, 2022, which was actually Easter Sunday, when the firemen arrived at this Gwinnett County home to put out this blazing fire. This single-story home on Beaver Road in Loganville, Georgia, was home to the McCue family, which consisted of 2 parents and 5 children, as well as 4 pets, 2 dogs and 2 cats. When this fire broke out, the father, William McCue, was at work at the local Waffle House with his teenage daughter when he learned that his house was on fire. His coworker contacted him to let him know that his wife was on the phone, and his wife told him he needed to get home because the house was on fire. The mother was there with the other 4 children when this fire broke out, and she was able to escape with 2 of her children. So when the firemen showed up at the home, they were under the impression that there were still 2 children caught inside this home, which would have been the 10-year-old daughter, Zoe, and the 15-year-old son. However, after they were able to put out the fire and go into the house, they found 10-year-old Zoe had died in her bedroom, a room that had no access to any windows for her to escape. And they later found the 15-year-old son had also escaped the fire, as he was located in a different area near their home. The son was arrested and charged with felony murder, malice murder, and arson. In a police statement, it was said, "At this time, it has been determined the fire was set intentionally by a sibling of the deceased victim. This is still an active investigation and is being treated as a homicide. Gwinnett police detectives are working closely with arson investigators throughout the duration of this investigation." I don't know why or how they came to the conclusion that this 15-year-old son had started the fire, but I imagine they must have some compelling evidence to show their reason for these charges. Now, on top of the 15-year-old son being charged with arson and murder, the parents were also charged with something on their own, which adds, again, another layer to this case. Following the death of their 10-year-old daughter and their 15-year-old son being taken into custody, their 3 remaining children were then taken into foster care as the parents awaited a case of neglect and child abuse. This happened after authorities learned of the conditions of the home that they were living in and the fact that the children had not been seen or taken out of the house in an extremely long time. In an interview with the father regarding these accusations, he explained that they did have issues with the home that he was trying to fix, although he had issues because of money troubles and trying to do it all on his own. And he also said that they had not let the children leave the house, and they hadn't left the house in some time because they were so afraid of the virus. So the children were apparently being homeschooled. And I can understand some of this. However, the court document states this: the children have not been in school in years. The home has no sewage system. The children have been using buckets to relieve themselves, and none of the children have had a shower in possibly months. Now just remember, we know that they have 5 children, a 17-year-old, a 15-year-old, a 10-year-old, and 2 younger children. The thought of those 5 children using buckets for the bathroom, not having any shower, that is not something you can excuse by saying you had money troubles or that you were afraid to leave the house. Homeschooling is something that's perfectly fine and dependent on the parent. So as long as they're actually following through on what they're supposed to be doing, that's not even an issue. But there's no excuse whatsoever for any children of any age, or anyone for that matter, to be using buckets for a bathroom and not taking showers for months. There's just nothing you can do to excuse this. And some of the excuses that the father, William McCue, gave are definitely unreasonable. Listen to this. He says, "We've always been the kind of people who try to make it on our own instead of take advantage of other people. And maybe we should have asked for help a long time ago on certain things. That's my biggest downfall right there." That's your biggest downfall, Mr. McCue? No, that's definitely not your biggest downfall. You allowed your children, or likely rather forced them, to shit and piss in buckets and not worry about them showering. And somehow your 10-year-old ended up being killed in a fire that your 15-year-old son purposely chose to set. Something had to have been going on here that was wrong on many levels for something like this to happen. I didn't really mention, because I talk about the fact that his 10-year-old sister was killed in this fire. But the fact is, the majority of the family was in the house at the time that he apparently started this fire. Everyone was home except for the father and the oldest daughter. So when this 15-year-old boy set his family's house on fire, his mother and his 3 siblings were all in the house, and their family pets. So I don't know what the detectives know yet, but he had to have known. This boy had to have known that almost his entire family was in the home at the time. So the question now is, why did he start the fire? Did he intend for the house to burn down? Was it an accident? Hopefully it was an accident, although authorities said it was intentional. I'll be checking for more information on this as it comes and let you know. But that is it for now. Another child, 10-year-old Zoe McCue, taken far too soon and in a terrifying manner. I'll be back with more updates as I learn more about this case and what's going on with the 15-year-old boy who set the fire, if there's any information about how and why he did so, and more information about the parents and their abuse and neglect case with the remaining 3 children being taken away. So until next time, please, if you guys could do me a huge favor and like, share, subscribe, and of course comment, I would greatly appreciate it. I went on a little bit of a hiatus, and now that I've returned, my videos are definitely not getting as many views as I would hope. So share it with your friends and help me out to try to get this channel moving again. And I will be back very soon with another video, as well as updates on this case. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Have a great day.